Hello and welcome to my spring favourites video. Sorry that there hasn't been a favourites video for a while. I've been so busy doing rehearsals for my new show Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that I just haven't had a second to film favourites for the last couple of months. So instead I thought I'd collect all the things that I've been finding really brilliant over the last couple of months and put them into one video, as I've been doing quite a lot of the same things because I haven't had enough time to try loads of new products, but there are a few here that I've either rekindled a love for or that I have tried that are new. So I'll start from the top. Over the last few months I've rekindled my love for a base mascara, and it's the Dior Show Maximizer Lash Plumping Serum Mascara, which is a white base mascara, which I have used before. In fact, I used it in my friend's wedding makeup video, which is an old video now that I did about a year ago. And I haven't used it for a while, and it looks like this. As you apply it, it really makes a huge dramatic effect to your eyelashes. It really gives your lashes an incredible amount of volume. It's supposed to give you twice the volume of your natural lashes. It also helps curl them, thicken them and lengthen them, and it also helps hold the mascara in that really amazing curled lifted position, which I find really does make a difference. And I'll insert a little clip of what your eyelashes look when you've applied it, and then also when you use your mascara. And I have to say that I have missed using this mascara. I'd stopped using it because I just run out, and I just thought, oh, maybe I'll just go without it, maybe I don't need it, I'll just use my eyelash curlers, which, you know, they do make a huge difference, eyelash curlers, if you haven't used them and you want to get a lovely lift and a lovely curl in your eyelashes. But I have to say, when you double up the curling effect of the curlers plus this, then mascara, it's just an incredible effect. So I'd really highly recommend this base mascara, especially if you want to use it for having natural lashes, not needing it to use false eyelashes. If you're lucky and you've got fairly good sort of length of your eyelashes, but you just want to give them really great volume and lift and curl, then if you curl them and then use this mascara and then use another great black mascara on top, then you'll get a really great effect. I've used that today, and as I said, I've put the clip in, so hopefully you'll see how it works. But I have to say, it's just amazing. And also it has hyaluronic acid in it, so it helps sort of plump up the eyelashes, and it has a patented serum in it which they've called Lash Maximizer, which is, I guess, a patented Dior formula, and that also is helping to grow your lashes as well. So it's also beneficial to your eyelashes, which I think if you use mascara a lot or quite heavily, as I do, and I know lots of girls like to have really thick dramatic eyelashes, then taking care of your eyelashes as well is a really great idea. And I have to say, out of all the base mascaras that I've tried, I think this one is definitely the best. It's not cheap, but I think it's really worth it for an amazing effect. So alongside that Dior Maximizer Lash Base, I've also been teaming up with a new mascara, and I've been converted because now I've started to use a waterproof mascara. And the one I've been using the last couple of months has been the Clump-Defy Max Factor mascara in black, and I've always kind of shied away from waterproof mascaras. I suppose I just always think, oh, it'll be a pain to get off, it'll be too hard on my eyes and I'll have to rub them those, and I kind of want to avoid that. So I've steered away from waterproof mascaras for a very long time. But a friend of mine gave me this mascara, and I love it, and I think that it's exactly the same in terms of removal compared to the regular Clump-Defy mascara from Max Factor, which I've used loads. I've used loads of different Max Factor mascaras. They're all brilliant. It's a really great mascara in general, not only for its long-lasting effect, but also because it does really volumize and separate your eyelashes. Obviously the Clump-Defy name suggests that it really does separate those lashes, but it still gives you intense volume. I've used this in rehearsals where I've been sweating loads and it should be transferring all over the place, where I've watched emotional movies and I've cried and my mascara has not moved. And I think actually I'll keep using these waterproof versions because it just makes your life easier, and if it's not that hard to remove, then I think it's a no-brainer and you should just use a waterproof one. So I'd really highly recommend that mascara as well. A new product to me in the last couple of months has been a concealer. The observant people out there will have seen this in an Instagram post which I took a couple of months ago when I got a Cult Beauty order, and I received it in that order, and it's the Amazing Concealer, which I've heard a lot about. I've watched videos of people using it, and so I kind of thought, well, it's time to try it. So this concealer is amazing. I mean, it has to be to have that name. You can't have a product called Amazing and not be amazing. And I have to say, it is brilliant. And I bought the shade Fair, which I think is really great for my skin tone. I found that it's brilliant for any kind of concealing. Particularly I like using it actually in the under eye area because it really does counteract blueness, darkness, really brightens. I've got it on today. I think it's a really incredible concealer, but I find that what I like about it is that it doesn't dry out my skin underneath my eyes, which I'm obviously really sensitive to, because you know, we all think if you're drying out that under eye area it's going to line and it's going to wrinkle and it's going to age. So I really do like using this in that area. I think also for a mature skin it would be really useful, because if you already have dry skin or, you know, fine lines and wrinkles, then it's not going to aggravate those and make them even more prominent. So it blends in beautifully. You need hardly any at all. This tiny little tube is going to last forever, and I really do think it's great value for money, because yes, not only can you use it under your eyes, you can also use it on any spots, blemishes, marks, scars, sun pigmentation. I've used it on redness. It's covered everything. It's really great. And yes, it is a little bit more moisturising than some other concealers, so you might need to use a bit of powder if you have a more oily or sort of younger skin. You might need to sort of set it. I really highly recommend it. Another product that I got in that cult beauty order was another cult product. It's the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which I got in the shade medium brown. Now, I was so happy to have this finally, because I've used loads of different things on my brows, powders, mascaras, loads of things I like. So I was really excited to try this, and it's a really great product. It's so fine. The nib of this is perfect for drawing in individual hairs, for shading, for doing all that sort of thing. The sort of combination of the waxes in it and a sort of more mattifying finish is so natural. It's really brilliant. Now, the product did come with a little spoolie on the end, but really sadly, after about a month of having it in my makeup bag, I travelled to Switzerland and I got it out of my makeup bag and it had broken, and it had a really great spoolie brush on the end, which was amazing because you use the product and then you use the spoolie to brush it out. So I've had to use my own spoolie brush to keep using the product, because I do think that works really well together, as it makes it a more natural, more blended effect. So I was really sad that that broke, as I just love a spoolie brush, and the fact that it was on the end was so convenient. It is very fine, it is a very thin sort of product, so I guess you're just going to have to be really careful with it if you're going to buy one. But it wouldn't put me off buying it again, because, you know, I've got a brush, so I can just use that. And this is a really great spoolie brush actually. It's from MAC. It's the 204 brush, and it's quite a firm sort of bristled brush, so it's really great at combing and brushing out your eyebrows. It's also great for combing through mascara as well. So it's not actually a favourite for the spring, but you know, I've used this for a long time, but it's a really great brush. Anyway, that aside, so this is a really great product. I'll insert a video of me using it, and you can see how naturally you can create any kind of effect. You can go super natural if you have quite fine brows and sort of draw in really, you know, thin individual hairs, or if you want to go more dramatic, you know, and more sort of strong with the brows, then you can use this product as well. I think it's brilliant. I do think it's worth the hype, and yeah, I'd highly recommend it if you want something that's really easy to use and very long lasting as well. I've been really enjoying using a new cleanser in the morning, and it's from Lavera, which is an organic skincare range, and I was really interested to try this, and I really like this. In the morning I love quite a light cleanser, like a gel or sort of a facial wash, rather than anything too heavy, and I just like to refresh my skin but not overly sort of cleanse it. But this is really great at really refreshing your skin, and it's got a lovely sort of quite thick gel-like consistency, so you really feel like it sort of sits on your skin and then you rinse it off. So I really do find that it does feel like it's cleansing deeper into my skin than some other sort of gel washes. It's got organic lemon balm and organic mallow in it as well, which are both helping to sort of revitalise your skin, cleanse your skin, but also hydrate your skin, but not in a way that is too greasy. So I really like using this in the morning. I haven't used it to take off any makeup, as I like to use balm cleansers or oil cleansers to do that. So I generally just leave this in the shower and I use it in the morning, or it would be a second cleanse for me if I wanted to do sort of eye makeup first, and then I could probably use this to take off my sort of base makeup, my sort of foundation and that sort of thing. But I really like it. I definitely buy it again, and I think it's lovely and refreshing for the morning. This month I've also really been enjoying using a new cleanser to take off my makeup at night time, and it's the Oskia Renaissance cleanser, which is a really cult product as well, and one that I've been looking forward to trying, hoping that it would live up to its expectation, and I think that it absolutely does. And this cleanser is a oil gel cleanser. So as opposed to a balm cleanser, which I really like using, for example the Emma Hardy one, which is a lovely luxurious product and really great in the winter when your skin is very dry and sort of has the effects of sort of central heating in the wind and the rain and all that sort of thing. I think that the Oskia one could be great in the winter, but also brilliant I think for the spring and summer, because it's just that little bit lighter than a balm cleanser because it's more of a gel oil consistency. So when you apply it, you just need about 2 or 3 pumps depending on how much makeup you've got on, and then you just rub it in your fingers together and onto your skin, and it melts beautifully into your skin, removing all traces of makeup, and you see it all sort of smudging together. And then I use a muslin cloth or a flannel, and I like to use that with warm water and then remove all the makeup and then just keep rinsing and keep taking it off till nothing is left. I do like to use a micellar water to take the bulk of my eye makeup off first, but I do also use this to get into those eyelashes and really get sort of the last residual sort of bits of my eye makeup off as well, especially if I've done a show and I've got quite a lot on. So I really do find that this is very nourishing, it's very plumping, it's got vitamin A, C, E, omega-6 and pumpkin enzymes and chamomile and rose. And the chamomile and rose not only have sort of natural skincare boosting properties, it's also got a lovely scent as well, so it's a very nice experience to have as well. I think it's really great for me, as I find that it's not too heavy, it's not too greasy. I think it has made my skin really nice and clear when I've been using it. I do think that it helps really cleanse deep into the pores and really helps remove makeup beautifully. It's also supposed to remove any sort of dead skin cells and sort of slough off the sort of dead layer of skin, and I also do think when you use a cloth that really helps increase that sort of circulation sort of effect, because you really do buff away the old skin, and also supposed to help reduce the effects and appearance of sort of sun damage over time as well, and boost the skin and help the sort of lipid layer of your skin as well. So it's got some amazing skin care benefits as well as taking off makeup really beautifully and keeping your skin nice and clean. So I do think it's a lovely cleanser, and if you're interested in trying something that's also great to sort of travel as well, because obviously it's in a pump rather than in a pot, I do think it's a really great cleanser, so I'd give it a go if you. Another product that I have used before but I've rekindled my love for in the last few months is the Pixi Glow Tonic Lotion, which is an exfoliating toner, and I find that I have tried using other toners, or I've been not using toners at all just because I've been trying different products, and you sort of go in phases where you like to use things and you don't use them, and sometimes you're not sure whether they have a strong effect when you use them constantly, but sometimes when you go back to them you realise how much they work and how much you've missed them. And this is definitely one of those products, as it's got a really brilliant exfoliating effect that's not harsh, it's really gentle on the skin. And for me, I've been having these sort of reoccurring little spots around sort of here, and I found by using this in the evenings that has really helped sort of slough away all the dead skin cells and really help sort of remove any excess oils and greasiness and anything that's going to help defeat the spots. And I do think that when I started using this, it really did make a huge difference straight away. So I generally only use it on the places that I need it. So I use it on sort of the lower part of my face, sometimes onto my cheeks, but very rarely sort of onto my forehead and around that sort of areas. I don't really tend to have as much sort of greasiness or oiliness or spots in those areas. I know you can use it all over, but for me, because I'm using it quite regularly, I'd rather use it on the areas that I need it rather than sort of everywhere. It's got glycolic acid 5%, which is obviously the exfoliating acid, which is a natural acid, but it's not too strong, so don't be scared. It's also got aloe vera and ginseng in it as well, so it's quite a refreshing toner. I generally like to use it after I've cleansed, let it sort of work its magic for a couple of minutes before I apply any sort of night serums or any night creams. And also I think because it is exfoliating, you should probably use an SPF during the day afterwards when you use it. So if you're not using one already, which you definitely should be, especially now we're in spring and summer, get an SPF on your skin the next day, as it will help sort of protect your skin as you've removed sort of some layers of rough kind of dead skin, and your new skin's a little bit more exposed, so you want to keep that protected from the sun, especially now it's in the summer. Sorry, lecture over. But anyway, the Pixi Glow Tonic, really great, especially if you want to remove some dull looking skin and if you've got sort of spot prone areas, it's really great. In the last few months, I've really been enjoying using a new body lotion, and it's from Weleda, and it's their citrus hydrating body lotion, which invigorates the skin and provides intensive moisture. So for me, I find that this is lovely for the spring and summer because not only is it really hydrating and your skin obviously needs extra moisture, especially if you've been sort of out in the sunshine, it's really quick to absorb into your skin. So for me, that's just brilliant, especially when you're busy and you've not got a load of time to spend hours waiting for deep sort of rich moisturiser to sort of sink into your skin. So for me, I find that it really does sort of absorb super fast, and it's got the most amazing scent. It's so energizing, that sort of lemony smell. I love it in any product, but I really do like it in this as well. It's so natural, so I do feel that it's really healthy to be putting all over my skin. I know what's in it. It's got aloe vera, it's got coconut oil in it, and it's got sesame seed oil in it as well. So all of those are rich in sort of fatty acids, natural ingredients that really work beautifully with your skin, because obviously, you know, we respond well to nature's ingredients. So I do think that it's a really great product, especially in the summer, as it absorbs so quickly, really hydrates the skin. It's a really great light moisturiser that does really deeply hydrate. Another organic range of products that I do really like, which you can also buy from Holland & Barrett, is the Dr. Organics range. One of the products that I've tried the last few months is the shampoo, which I've never used before, and I really like it. And it's the Bioactive Haircare Organic Virgin Coconut Oil Shampoo, which is moisturising, nourishing, hydrating and protecting as well. And you know, I kind of had my suspicions that maybe because it's organic, maybe that it'll be sort of too oily because of the coconut oil and might weigh my hair down, or maybe it just won't be as effective as other ones I've used. But I actually really like this shampoo, and I think that it's really great for a natural clean effect with a sort of lift and a volume that you want to get from clean hair. No, it's not going to give you like excess volume in your hair, but I don't think any shampoo can really achieve that, to be honest. I think if you want to have a really healthy, clean hair wash, then this is a really great product. And I just love the smell, because coconut is just such a lovely smell to me. It's a really lovely product. Again, if you're into sort of organic healthcare type brands and you want to try a shampoo, then I'd recommend this one. It's got a very nourishing, hydrating effect, but it doesn't weigh my hair down. So I really have liked using that the last few months. Also, I have used it to wash my makeup brushes out, again because I thought it's organic, and maybe, you know, because I'm using the brushes on my face, it might be a good product to use. And again, it washed my makeup brushes beautifully as well. So pretty useful product. Lastly, for hair care, the last few months I've really been enjoying using a dry texturizing spray, and I picked it up from Liberty's when I had my hair done there a few months ago, and it's from the brand called Divines, which is a new brand again to me, and I've seen it quite a lot in sort of quite high-end luxury type salons, and it's a really beautiful product. It really helps to add texture and lift to your hair, but without weighing it down at all. It doesn't make it sticky, and it smells absolutely amazing. I'll just spray a little bit for you in my hair now. It's quite a luxurious product, so it's not cheap, but I do think that it's worth it for the effect that it has. So you can see it just mixes beautifully, and it just smells so good. It kind of smells a bit like Tic Tacs. I know that sounds probably really bizarre, but you know how they've got that lovely sort of sweet vanilla-y smell? It just smells like that, which is just incredible. So you can just get a really great effect, and I can feel the texture in my roots there, but it's not sort of really mattifying, and you know, it's not going to really sort of make it knotty or anything like that. It just helps give that extra texture that you might want if you want to kind of like boof up your roots area a little bit more. Just put a little bit more in it. So the hairdresser actually used it sort of all the way through my hair before she styled it, which really helps give it a bit of stick. And I think it'll really help sort of refresh your hair in a way that a dry shampoo would do, but also helps if you want to style it and do an updo. It would really help give you a bit of hold so that you can get a good style, but without sort of having to use really sticky sort of hairspray. But as you're sort of using, you can kind of still manipulate the hair even with that sort of texture within it, but it just, oh god, it smells so good. It isn't a cheap product, but you do get quite a lot in the can. It's 250 mils, and you don't need a lot to give a really great sort of like textured effect to your hair. So I really love that it's an invisible spray. You don't see it at all as you're using it, so you don't have to sort of massage it into your scalp like you would a dry shampoo. Another product that was new to me from my birthday, which I've really been enjoying using, is a Fitbit, and I haven't put it on so that I can kind of move it around and show you, but I have been wearing it virtually non-stop for the last few months, in rehearsals, at night time, in the daytime, on my days off, just because you get so obsessional about how many steps you've done in a day. It's a little bit addictive. So I got this for my birthday, which I wasn't expecting, but I actually really have been enjoying using it. And this is the Fitbit Charge HR. So the display on the front of the watch has a few different settings. So you start off with obviously the time, then you have the amount of steps that you've done, then you've got your heart rate, which will tell you whether you're in the high or low heart rate, and then it tells you the distance you've travelled and the amount of calories that you've burnt and the amount of flights of stairs that you've taken as well, which is amazing. I don't know how it does that. So those are sort of like the basics display systems, and you also get an app that you can use with it, and on the app it will tell you all the same things it does, but it sort of automatically syncs via Bluetooth to this app. The watch is sort of set to whatever goal you want to have first. So for me, when you hit that goal, it does like a little like buzz sort of on your wrist, and does like a little like celebration display. And so for me, I've got it on the automatic one, which is 10,000 steps, which is sort of the average amount that you want to be doing every day to sort of maintain sort of good health. If you want to go beyond that for sort of weight loss and fitness, and you want to be going over 10,000 steps as well. It also tells you on the app about your active minutes. That's whether you've done exercise for 10 minutes or more. It's for more sort of registering how much cardio you've done. You can also wear it at night, and it automatically knows when you're asleep, which is amazing. So it tells you like how many hours sleep you've had, which can be really, really interesting. You can add in how much food you've eaten in the day, but you obviously have to log every single thing that you're eating into the app, which does take a bit of time. I haven't really been doing that as much. And also the amount of water that you've been consuming as well. So, and you do become very, very conscious of whether you have moved or not, which I think for me, obviously I'm exercising a lot, so I find it really interesting to see how many calories I burn in a rehearsal, or how many calories I burn on my commute into the theatre, and all that sort of thing. It's very interesting. But if you're kind of more sedentary, if you're kind of working at an office, then I guess it'd be quite good to sort of motivate you to sort of get up, move around, do stuff. There's loads of different goals you can set on it. For example, like moving every hour, and it can tell you whether you've moved enough sort of in the last hour. Sometimes it gives you little like hints to go and get up and do a bit more. You get like a little email saying, oh, you're 1,000 steps from your goal, and so you're just thinking, what can I do to do 1,000 steps? Maybe I'll walk rather than get the bus, or I'll walk up those escalators at the tube rather than stand. And from that perspective, it's amazing. So I really like that. Also, it has the caller ID function on it, which is really, really great because it syncs obviously to your phone. So when your phone rings, it will on the display show you who's ringing you. So sometimes I find that really helpful, especially as I always have my phone in my bag rather than on my person, so sometimes I just don't feel the vibration of my phone when it's ringing. I get like a little buzz on my wrist from my Fitbit, and then on the display it'll tell me who has rung. So that's really, really, really great, and I found that really helpful for not missing calls as much as I do, which I'm quite bad for. So there's so many different ways you can use this other than just a watch. It's really, really great sort of piece of technology, wearable technology. I know it's all the rage now, all these sort of things, but actually I think if you want to have something to like give you a bit of enthusiasm and a bit of encouragement, then it's really, really helpful. So I hope you enjoyed this very chatty video that I've done. I haven't talked to camera for a while, so I've probably rambled a little bit on more than I should have. But all those products that I've mentioned, I've really, really been enjoying the last few months of spring, and I will continue to use all of them, I'm sure, over the next few months as well. I'll try and keep on top of my favourites a little bit better over the next couple of months. Fingers crossed I'll have more time to do them every month rather than doing a big bulk like I have this time. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel Dressing Room Diaries if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter to make sure that you don't miss any extra photos and updates that I'm doing as I'm going along. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.